All right, take two. So, Bridgevine's a deck that's existed for a little while. It initially popped up when Stitcher Supplier was printed in M19. But that being said, it wasn't super consistent, and even though it was doing something really busted, it eventually fell out of favor when people quickly realized like it was just kind of a flavor of the month. It wasn't that much better than a lot of the other decks that are good and doing busted things in Modern. So only people who really loved it are still playing it. We're still playing it. Then along comes this new Modern set because remember, Faithless Looting doesn't stop Wizards from printing busted graveyard card after busted graveyard card. And this archetype got a number of upgrades. One of the first upgrades it got was Carrion Feeder here, which previously this archetype had played Viscera Seer as its sacrifice outlet. So gaining Carrion Feeder as a sacrifice outlet not only gave us another zombie to bring back the Gravecrawlers more consistently, but this also gave us an aggressively slanted sacrifice outlet as opposed to Viscera Seer that was just improving our card quality. We also got Altar of Dementia here, which gives us not only an additional sacrifice outlet, but also a way to churn through our deck to see more of it, to get more Bloodghast, more Bridges, more Vengevines. And then finally, ultimately the most busted card that this deck seemingly got out of the new set is this card here. Usually the easiest way to tell if something's going to be busted in Magic is, does this card cost mana? And even though this card has a converted mana cost printed in the top right-hand corner here, basically all that converted mana cost means is it doesn't die to Fatal Push. You can't actually cast mana to cast the spell, so it is essentially free every time you cast it. Obviously, you have to use some resources from your graveyard and tapping some of your creatures, but between Bridge from Below and Altar from Dementia, you usually have plenty of those resources in spades. There's a lot of iterations of this archetype going around. I've watched a number of different people stream it, from Canester to a few other Canister to a few other different people, and I haven't been a fan of what the builds playing the Dredge creatures really look like, so I've elected to play a list without Dredge creatures today. Obviously, I'm not certain this is optimal, but from my small amounts of watching this archetype played, that's what I decided I wanted to do. Hey, thanks for the Prime, Equin. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, everyone. I appreciate you keeping me around. Another kind of decision I've made out of the sideboard is the sideboards are currently kind of split between how these decks are choosing to remove enchantments from the table, because notably you need to kill opposing Leyline of the Voids and Rest in Pieces. I've elected for a green splash to play Nature's Claim, and the reason why I've elected for Nature's Claim over Wisp Mare, which is an evoke creature that destroys enchantments on a white splash, is because a lot of the enchantments you're looking to kill remove your graveyard. So Wispmare being a creature to trigger Vengevine is kind of irrelevant, because there aren't going to be Vengevines in your graveyard to trigger if you're destroying enchantments that are removing your graveyard. And like, obviously there might be niche situations where you want to destroy enchantments that aren't exiling your graveyard, but I think I'd rather just have the more flexible Nature's Claim to have lots of ways to kill things like Grafdigger's Cage and Relic. I've also elected for Thoughtseize here. This is kind of an anti-surgical extraction card. I've also seen some people playing Silent Gravestone, and I don't know that I'm really a fan of that. I like that Thoughtseize is a really proactive way to disrupt your opponent, which is nice when they don't find their hate cards. Hey, Plains Privilege. That is perfect. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, this is for as a heads up, Plains Privilege, the minimum for submitting Modern decks, because Modern is a little bit higher threshold than Standard, is a $25 donation or 2,500 bits. So 1,500 would be fine for a Standard submission, because the minimum for that is $10 or 1,000 bits, but the minimum for Modern is 2,500. As a heads up too, if you're picking up bits don't buy bits on mobile, because there's a huge upcharge if you're buying them through a mobile app. There's still a small upcharge on Twitch's site, but it's much smaller than buying it through an Android or iOS store. So this hand doesn't really have any way to get going. We've got some graveyard stuff, but we don't have any way to actually put things into the bins. This is a pretty easy mulligan here. Looking for things like this. Faithless Looting in the opener is excellent, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. And I'm on the draw. I think this is fine, right? So I'm going to go turn 1, probably Faithless Looting, ditch Vengevine, ditch Bloodghast, And then turn 2, cast Carrion Feeder, cast Gravecrawler. We'll have Bloodghast, Vengevine, Carrion Feeder, Gravecrawler in play. Sounds great. No worries, Plains. I appreciate the support. That'll get added to the deck queue this evening after I'm all done. So we'll ditch Vengevine. Yeah, I think we just stick to the plan and ditch Vengevine Bloodghast. Because then next turn, Bloodghast comes back into play when we play a land, so obviously we'll be playing a land, and Vengevine comes back into play when you play your second creature spell for the turn, so we'll go creature, and then we'll have 2, 4, 8, we'll have 9 power on turn 2, which is like not bad.jpg. Oh no, am I going to get Blood Mooned? Might be getting Blood Mooned. Oh, just a Rabblemaster. Deal. Deal. Whew! Whew! Thought they were going to stop us from playing Magic for a second there. Oh, that's true. We get to have even more power because I can... Ooh, huh. So now... So, the line Chalky pointed out is that I could get an extra counter on Bloodghast, but I think I actually would rather lead on Stitcher Supplier now at this point. Because this could hit more Bloodghast or more Vengevines. It also puts cards in the bin for Hogaak, so I'm gonna get to put an 8/8 into play this turn too, right? Or Bridges, yep. So Vengevine comes out. This is again for people counting. This is the second turn of the game. This is turn 2. I have 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 16 power in play. I'm going to attack for 4. Now our opponent is playing an Ensnaring Bridge deck, so like we could get Ensnaring Bridge next turn. Just a Legion War Boss, yep. This thing tramples too. Of course it does. Stitcher Supplier. All right, so I'm gonna lead on that, I think, and see what we get. Then I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice both of these, I think. Looking for a Vengevine. All right, we missed on another Vengevine, unfortunately. Hey, Pizza, thanks for the big tip. I appreciate that. Oh, I should have played this, right? Yeah, I should have played another creature to sacrifice to this. It's probably fine. Yeah, we didn't find another Vengevine, but I think we're still pretty good here, right? So I'm just going to let damage happen here, right? This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, even if I had played this creature out, I'd only have 1, 2 more, and they'd still be fine. So I'm going to let damage happen here and kill their Legion War Boss. And then before I play the second creature, we'll sack the Vengevine here. So I can go ahead and play Insolent Neonate and bring the Vengevine back on defense. Yeah, we have to hit an altar at this point, right? Altar lets us mill them out. I'm glad we don't have to play against Birthing Pod 2. That would be incredibly unfair. And I'm actually through. Oh, I'm through one altar, right? Yeah, I'm through one altar. So there's 3 left in my 34 card deck. Those like pretty good odds. We are at 11 though, and this does 2 to us a turn. So like that's not irrelevant. This the fact that we're playing against an Ensnaring Bridge decks makes me glad I have a bunch of Nature's Claims. Although I guess Chalice of the Void on 1 does turn off Nature's Claim. So post board we're gonna get 4 claims and 2 Ingot Chewers. Probably Thoughtseize too. This is probably 9 cards is probably too many to bring in though. We'll see. Not on the off chance that this Neonate gets to kill them in 2 turns, Drucken. Like, I'm not dead anytime soon, so, like, I'd like to just keep attacking them with the Neonate on the off chance that they can't get their hand fully empty. This thing has Menace. It's very scary. I think Collective Brutality is too slow. 2 mana's a lot. We'd played, in the older Bridgevine variations, we had tested Collective Brutality and always ended up being kind of awkward. It wasn't a very aggressive card. I wonder if they're debating shooting the Insolent Neonate here. If they do, obviously we'll sack it and draw a card because we're just waiting to find a, So we're going to take 1. We actually take 1 from this too, because I only have 2 creatures that can block. Oh, I forgot. I forgot a free counter on this, technically, because I could sack this Bloodghast. Alright, so that bridge is going to go away here, but we'll sacrifice and make a bunch of blockers before that happens. Because the bridge does exile when tokens die. So they need to either kill the Neonate or play both cards out of their hand here. Or I suppose have a blocker. Yeah, that kills my Neonate. Go ahead and draw a card here. Again, we're just looking for altar. And I just let this happen because if I sacrifice these to power this up, I won't get the zombies left over from these, and I would like the zombies that are left over. And now I want to stack these. So the exiling the bridges goes on the stack first. So that way I get my 2/2s. Because bridge from below is an intervening if clause. So if the bridge is gone when the trigger resolves, you don't get your 2/2. Yeah, I'm going to update it, Scholar, but usually I don't spend time doing that until it's like the day before I'm going to do it. Or the day before I'm going to play it. Alright, and there's an altar. So my opponent should be dead here, right? So the way this works, I want to mill myself first, right? I want to flip my deck over. Right? All right, and that flipped over to bridges. Oh, no, I don't have any creatures. Oh. Oh, crap. I messed this up. I shouldn't have tapped all of these, right? Now I have to sack Feeder to itself. I did mess up here, though, because I had plenty of extra cards in my bin, but the fact that I hit 2 bridges pulls me out of it. So I messed this up, technically. This is good. This is the first time I'm actually, like, clicking through this, so let's think about it. And this gets Vengevines back. Okay, sweet. And then this sack here, I get 2 zombies, and then I can convoke off the Vengevines before I sacrifice those. Did I hit my 4th bridge yet? I don't think I did. Why not sack it to altar? Because I'm dumb. Should totally have sacked it to altar. We're fumbling. We're fumbling through this, chat. Fumbling through. Alright, so this puts the last of my deck into my graveyard, which includes a 3rd bridge. So now... And actually, what's technically correct here is I should be convoking Hogaak off of Hogaak, and then with the 2nd Hogaak on the stack, I sacrifice the one that's in play. That's what's supposed to happen. So I shouldn't even be sacrificing this to this if I have a zombie. So I should convoke off of this, and then while the other one's on the stack, sack to target them. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. So we almost killed them by putting 16 power into play on turn 2 or whatever, and then they had the bridge, and then we ultimately killed them by combo killing them with Altar of Dementia. Alright, how on God's green earth do we sideboard? I know I want some mix of these cards. Hey, Saw 3, thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yeah, what is this? This is modern. Enjoy your stay. Do I cut Gravecrawler because they're a Blood Moon deck? That doesn't seem unreasonable. No, they're playing Mono Red Prison. Usually trim on bridges and altars. I don't think I want to trim on altars in this matchup because I think combo milling them is likely what's going to happen a lot of the time. I feel like with bridge, I'm pretty likely to combo mill them. I'm going to trim Gravecrawlers, Bridges, and a couple of Vengevines here. If you exiled all the creatures from your graveyard, yeah, this deck relies on its graveyard to function. This hand's like not amazing, but it's got Faithless Looting, a land, and then a bunch of anti-hate cards in it, so I'm gonna keep it. The Vok, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Like knowing how many like Blood Moons and Bridges and Chalices my opponent's deck has in it, I think I'm happy keeping a hand like this. Turn 1 Goblin Rabblemaster. This is actually going to be pretty good here because my hand is very slow because I've kept a more interactive hand here. Like game 1, their fast Rabblemaster was nowhere near quick enough, but in a post-board game here, it's likely going to be more than fine. Yeah, and you can see kind of the problem with playing Cokesman, thank you for the 2 months. While decks like this are definitely incredibly powerful in Modern, I really don't like playing a lot of the post-board games with them because things like this just happen far too often where you just like this deck just like mono non-games. You like have non-games where you run people over and then you have non-games in the backwards direction where like they just kill you. It just feels real bad overall. So on the play, I'm gonna have less interaction in my deck, I think. I'm gonna cut these Nature's Claims, and I'm gonna bring back in Gravecrawler, Bridge, Gravecrawler. Am I? Or another Vengevine? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So on the play, I can Thoughtseize hate cards, which is nice. And I can just, like, get going really quickly, which is nice. I'll leave a couple Ingatures in, so I have some out to bridge past just the altars, but... And I'm electing to leave an Ingature rather than Nature's Claim, because Ingature doesn't get locked out by Chalice on 1, which is nice. I think this is a keep. You think our average 6s are a lot better than this? Like this isn't super fast, but like it goes like Carrion Feeder into Altar into Bloodghast, sack Bloodghast, mill myself. I guess it doesn't recast things consistently. I don't know. In my experience, these decks aren't that amazing at mulliganing. This deck isn't Dredge where you just need like 1, 2. This is a deck where there's a lot of moving pieces. One of the big questions in my mind is I think the first hand might have been in the range of keep. This hand's like not terrible either. One of the big questions in my mind about playing this versus playing the older iterations that I've played in the past is like, what level of consistency did these new cards add to it? Because Bridgevine always had really explosive starts. It's always had really explosive starts. It just didn't always have the consistency. Fetching my basic swamp on 1 to play around Blood Moon, punishing here a little bit. Kranko's actually, like, really good here. I guess they spent most of their resources getting Kranko into play. I can technically kill Krenko inside of combat next turn. So Krenko will attack as a 2/3 and make 2 1/1s, and then I can sack Neonate to discard Bridge and make a 2/2, and then I can sack this to itself. I think I'm supposed to do that. Just like my opponent spent so many resources getting this into play, and it's gonna get out of hand pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I'm gonna lose my Bridge to doing this, but I think that just has to happen. So when a creature an opponent controls dies, my Bridge from below gets exiled from my graveyard. So like they have 1/1s and I have a 2/2. So they still have this Grafdigger's Cage in play. I have two Ingot Chewers in my deck. And I can't cast Hogaak from the bin. Hey, Slow, thanks for the very generous tier 3. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. Maybe I'm supposed to hold on to this just in case I draw Ingot Chewer and it can trigger Vengevine later. No, you can't cast spells from graveyards. This prevents flashback and stuff too. Flashback and jumpstart. I mean, maybe my opponent just never draws a red land and we attack for 4 a bunch and they die. Because they spent, like, you know, they spent 1, 2, 3, 4 cards on this Krenko. So, like... And I definitely should have attacked with this before playing these, because if I'd have flipped another Bridge and then attacked, they could have traded and exiled my Bridge. I didn't hit any Bridges on my mills, so we didn't get punished, but my sequencing was definitely inoptimal there. Also worth noting, we're running good and haven't flipped over either of our Ingot Chewers, so... There's 2 Ingot Chewers and 41 cards currently. I'm going to start holding extra lands in my hand in the event that I draw Insolent Neonate or another Faithless Looting. So we have things to filter through. But... Opponent deep in the tank, and if they want to, they want to trade here or not, or their doorbell rang, or their oven food was ready, or their toddler knocked their drink over. You never know, really. I have no idea, Chalky. As I often say, I don't profess to be an expert in things like this. So, playing whenever I play a deck that lots of other good Magic players are working on, I just defer to what they're doing. Yeah, we've done that before, Burgle. I mostly just copied what other people were doing, and other people were just on one fetchable green. So I mostly copy pasted. But yeah, this is definitely a game where I could have just, like, cast Vengevines if we had another green source. Yeah, I agree, Burgle. And a lot of these post-board games devolve into this kind of play pattern, too. Something else that I almost did that I think I maybe should have is some people were splitting Nature's Claim with Assassin's Trophy 2 and 2. And I think that's probably a good idea, because I'm, like, more willing to leave Assassin's Trophy in a matchup like this than Nature's Claim, just because Trophy kills other things, even when they don't draw their hate card, which is nice. Maybe that split should be present in my sideboard. Hey, Matt Maddock, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. This is actually one of the rare occasions where even though my opponent's gone AFK, they're still up on time because I spent a lot of time fumbling around trying to figure out how to combo in game 1. Playing Godless Shrine and Green Sources seems like hot nonsense. Yeah, I agree, Chalky. The fact that Trophy beats Chalice on 1 is also relevant. This has got a lot of 1-mana spells in it. Again, and like little details like that, one of the most important things to remember is like, while this deck's definitely doing something powerful, we have no idea how good it actually is, because it's going to decks like this take a little while for people to figure out how to fully optimize. I expect we're not going to see fully optimal builds of this archetype emerge until that Mythic Championship 4, which will be watered. I expect to see this deck all over there, if no bans happen. How long have I been playing this? We've been live for almost 40 minutes, and this is the first match, which is why I've been going live early. Magic Online, for people that are new and started playing Magic with Arena, playing Magic Online is like playing Magic Arena where both players are in full control mode all the time, and there's no auto tapper. You're both in full control mode, and there's no auto tapper. Combo killing with this deck, it takes a large number of game actions, Tom. And it's also not super straightforward what you're doing. It's not a strict loop until you get late into it. So I kind of fumbled through trying to figure out exactly which mechanical game actions I was doing the first time, because I combo killed them in the first game. This deck with Altar of Dementia self-mills itself and then turbo mills the opponent out as a combo. So we combo milled them with Altar through an Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, testing on Cockatrice is great. Cockatrice plus voiceover IP or just sitting in the same room with the person you're playing with is the fastest way to test Magic the Gathering. If you're all about efficiency and trying to get in the most games possible and you have another good player to test with, Cockatrice can't be beat. Sure. I'm going to hold on to that land again because we could draw Faithless Lootings, or we could draw copies of Faithless Looting or Insolent Neonate, which turn this into an actual card. And by that, I mean they have a Chalice on 1, so it's like, eh. I could draw Ingot Chewer, but if I draw Ingot Chewer, am I killing the Chalice? Probably not. I'm really surprised they're attacking here and not trading off. Just keep bricking, just keep bricking. Yeah, X-Mage isn't efficient. X-Mage is clunky and awkward for the same reason Moto is clunky and awkward. So again, I'm talking from a pure efficiency standpoint, from the number of games of Magic you can play in an hour. Formally, like, having to pass priority and stuff like that is incredibly tedious and takes a lot of time. Cockatrice automates the annoying things like shuffling and then lets you just play Magic. It's also really nice that Cockatrice like lets you like rewind plays if someone makes a mistake that you want to talk through. All right, one more brick. One more brick. Brick, 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 brick. Yay, Magic! And this is how this deck works. You destroy them game 1 because your deck is busted and does the stupid thing, and then games 2 and 3, you just kind of like cross your fingers and hope to limp across the finish line because they're bringing in all sorts of hate. All sorts of hate. I love the salty hand reveal at the end, just like, I have all these, I could have won if I was luckier. Get out of here. Maybe you shouldn't have blown your load on a Krenko turn 1. Yes, their deck has no filtering and is all in. Correct. That is exactly correct. Oh, that's true. They Krenko'd and played Cage. They didn't blow their full load on Krenko. They did also Cage. That's fair. We want a die roll. That's good. This is not a keepable 7. It just doesn't really do anything. This alone, I just don't think is good enough. I don't have any other ways to cast things to, like, trigger. Right. Someone validate me and tell me this is supposed to mulligan. Think this is good enough? Yeah, maybe. I guess Stitcher Supplier lets us see 6 cards, right? Stitcher Supplier lets us see 6 cards. Alright, fine. I mean, let's see. Stitcher Supplier lets us see 6 magic cards, which is like a lot of cards. We can find, if we find like Gravecrawler and Vengevine or Bridge from Below, like, hey look, Gravecrawler and Bridge from Below. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Beep 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 beep. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, I guess I could have sacked this to try and find Vengevine here, huh? All right, didn't find a Vengevine. We found a Faithless Looting though. That's exciting. Did I finally learn how to harness my future predicting skills for evil? Can Demand, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. For keeping me around. Do I flashback looting into a counterspell here, or do I just, like, Gravecrawler it up? Do I flashback looting into a potential counterspell, or do I just, like, cast Gravecrawler over and over again? Is the Ghast more? Your land sequence is not great. You wait to play lands in case you... How am I hitting a Bloodghast? Get out of here. How am I hitting a Bloodghast? I'm not... I don't have any cards that let me see more cards into my bin. And I don't think I want to play Bloodghast here. I think I want to just Gravecrawler, right? I guess if I play this Bloodghast from my hand, it's 2 mana to make a 2/1, and then it makes a 2/1, makes a 2/1. So I get 1 more body by playing this before playing the fetch land. However, again, like think about what I'm talking about here. The actual best play is play Faithless Looting, but I'm not doing that because I want to play around a counterspell. So casting Bloodghast does not really play around a counterspell, right? Like, what if I get remanded on this? Like, what if I cast this and it gets remanded? Like, how do I feel then? So, like, if I'm choosing to play around a counterspell and be conservative, I feel like I'm not supposed to play the Bloodghast. On turn 2, you could have played Feeder and sacked the Supplier and milled into a Ghast. Didn't I sequence that way? I also played a fetch land on 2. Pretty sure I did that. Remand me, daddy. Mana leak. Rude. Mueller! Thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Did I fetch, though? Because I played a fetch land, right? No, I played Blackcleave Cliffs. You're probably right. Alright, you're down to 10. How you doing? Carrion Feeder even insulates us against Path to Exile. Insulates us against D-Sphere too. Sure. You're still dead. No, I guess they can block. No, they're still dead, right? Because Carrion Feeder kills them. So Carrion Feeder stacks itself here, which leaves me 10 power. Nice blue-white deck. Ah, killing blue-white control makes me happy. I feel happy. Do 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 do. Look at this powerful 3-mana modern playable planeswalker. Gas also have haste. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right. Let's bring in these friends. Necrotic Wound's an easy cut. A couple of Altar, couple of Bridges. Gravecrawler, Vengevine. I am by no means an expert, so tell me how we feel. This is an easy cut. How do we feel about these as my other six trims? Why are we cutting Bridges over Vengevines? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Are these the right cuts? Well, so Hogaak, I can technically cast this card without a graveyard, right? It's unlikely, I guess. Bridge is good in the face of Wrath. Yeah, that's true. A lot of these decks are playing Wrath as their sweepers. Like, what am I cutting instead? Is it one of these? It probably is one of these. You want to throw a Bloodghast? Yeah, I guess that's probably fine. It sucks against Remand. Ooh, that's a good call. I guess this is bad against their counterspells in general. That's true. Diversifying these in the face of Surgical Extraction is also reasonable. Alright, how do we like that? We just trim around the edges? It's like one Bridge, one Hogaak, one Vengevine, one Gravecrawler. I'm like, just completely not committal. Just all of these things. These are all my children, and I love them equally. And I will trim one of each. Yeah, Bridge is pretty good in the face of Wrath. That's true. I'm gonna cut another 8/8. But I love you, 8/8. I'm gonna do this. You can also maybe make the argument that boarding in 7 cards here is too many. I might trim down to boarding in fewer than that in the other games. I have a Nature's Claim I'm gonna keep. So, the threshold for what's keepable in the post-board games in this archetype is much lower. It's basically, do I have a sideboard card? Keep. Now, this is also a matchup where not having a second green source in my mana base could really cost me because they're a Field of Rune deck. I've elected to proactively fetch my Overgrown Tomb here because it's my only green source, so I don't want to accidentally mill it over with my Stitcher Supplier. So, like, it's a trade-off, right, Pike? Like, either I leave it in my deck and don't expose it to Field of Rune, or I fetch it out so I can't mill it over with Stitcher Supplier. So it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Force me, daddy. Oh, yeah. Your will is not strong enough, opponent. Is Cage just better than Relic? Well, Cage actually doesn't... all the different graveyard hates have different ups and downs against this deck. If you don't have Rest in Peace and Leyline, it's all a bunch of trade-offs, basically. Morning, Thunderwunk. Alright, so we're done casting Nature's Claims. Got it? Now we can cast Bridge and claim it. It's a combo. Yep. Oh! Don't tell Scotty, because Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. They don't know, chat. They don't know. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Shh. Be very quiet. They didn't smell the weakness. That's right. They should have sniffed around a little bit more. The thing is, Penna, and this has always been true about Modern. Modern's a format with really powerful hate cards, but take Tron, for example. Modern's also a format with incredibly powerful anti-hate cards as well. So these decks are doing really strong busted things, just goes and cuts in both directions, basically. Nah, I don't think so, Tom. I don't think I'm beating more yard hate from this position. Ooh, that's exciting. Maybe I'm keeping this claim. Let's attack. Oh, yeah, I totally should have discarded this, because he cast from the graveyard. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. That is not a play pattern that's ingrained in me yet. Because I definitely want to put this into play. I guess I could have milled for Vengevines here to try and do that, too. It is safer versus Surgical, that's true. That's true. I wasn't thinking about it. I also could have sequenced better to get this, this Bloodghast back, right? I think I'm going to go ahead and cast this just in case they have a Surgical. Any suggestion on LGS's when I'm there? There's two in town and they're both pretty reasonable. Red Raccoon Games has worse parking though. So parking in. Downtown Bloomington's a little bit annoying. So if you don't want to fight for parking, Collectible Corner's probably a little bit better. I personally haven't played much LGS Magic in a long time though. Most of my Magic these days is digital. And I didn't sacrifice the same Gravecrawler over and over again here because not binning my board is better in the face of a Supreme Verdict or a Wrath of God. I don't think I really want to make a bunch of zombies here because I'm already pretty lethal and I expect my opponent's gonna Wrath my board next turn. And if they don't Wrath my board, God bless. Morning, Jack. Yeah, I think we're about to get instant speed Wrath here. And that's like fine, right? Like I'm gonna replay Gravecrawlers and Hogaak immediately after that. If they settle the wreckage, doesn't matter either because I have Carrion Feeder. This is 8, 14, 17, 19. I should probably kill the Time Raveler, right? I'm gonna attempt to kill the Time Raveler. I think we're getting swept and it doesn't matter, but like I'm not attacking for lethal anyways, so I might as well attack this. Yeah, okay, squad's dead. Nope, as always, you can always find all of the decks that I've played on my website and my YouTube channel. Always try to stay pretty well organized around here. Beat the new squad, it's the same as the old squad, right? Do-do-do, 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 tell a friend. Do-do-do, 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 boo, 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 boo. Nobody wants to see Monster no more, they want Hogaak, I'm chopped liver. Yeah, Burgle, in a move that does not surprise me, you were super right about leaving all the bridges in. So against Supreme Verdict Wrath of God, leaving all the bridges is super right, I think. As this game is kind of showing. It was basically tap 4 fog. Yeah, bridges are good against, yeah, I mean, I'm glad people don't play Terminus. I think I'm gonna double tap this. Let's also start by casting Faithless Looting, though, I think. So where we go from here. Although, maybe I shouldn't cast this first, because casting this first is loose in the face of a cryptic command. Yeah, exactly, Burgle, you're on me. You read my wavelength. I'm gonna send 2 of these at Teferi, and then the rest at their face. Just kinda almost guarantee we get to the table. I guess if they have a Snapcaster here. Deal. So play this before, so that way in case we mill another Bloodghast, we get it back. That is much better than Snap Forest, you're not wrong. A lot of these blue-white control decks have been playing Resto in the board. I saw Nassif doing it, and I saw one of the SCG lists was doing it. Alright, go. If they cast Wrath of God, I get Bloodghast back, I get Gravecrawler back, I get to mill 3 cards, I get 10 power worth of zombies. I think it's a concession to the mirror. Yeah, I could see that. Having more creatures to pressure their planeswalkers seems really appealing. I have 1 bridge in the bin currently. Which is actually kind of... We've only seen... Oh, there's a bridge. There's a bridge exiled. How'd that bridge get exiled? Did I click on a bridge on a Hogaak by mistake? Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Right, there was a rest in peace that happened this game. I forgot about the rip. I forgot about the rip. There was a rest in peace that happened this game. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, candy. All right, that's a second bridge. So, buttons on your underwear. Why do we need the rest that are not die? All right, I'm gonna start by Thoughtseizing them and see where to go from there. I think there's still Blood Crypt in my deck. I hope there's still Blood Crypt in my deck. Hey, Quarth, thanks for the 12-month resub. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I am getting close to dying. You're not wrong. Yeah, we were talking about that, Gilger. So because they have a path, I have to send 3 things at Jace to kill him, and I think that's worthwhile. And I think Burgle's right, per usual, that I don't want to offer my bridges up, because losing my bridges gives them the out of hitting a sweeper. Why is Wispmare good? Can someone please explain to me why Wispmare is better than Nature's Claim or Assassin's Trophy? Claim seems like it's a lot better. The flexibility is key. Like, I get that it's a creature, but if your graveyard's not there, like, the creature doesn't matter. Yeah, so I've done enough damage to myself that Cryptic kills me, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think we can beat a sweeper. Cryptic Command we're not beating. So I'm guaranteed killing the Jace because they have a path to exile. So if they go block, path, the Jace still dies. And then here, this seems fine. So let's attack like this. I'm not attacking with the Vengevine because if they trade here, I lose my bridges and that opens up a sweeper as an out for them. How do you have a Vengevine trigger, Pikes, if your graveyard's not there? That's what enchantments are we wisping that, like, I have a Vengevine in my graveyard? I think a split of Trophy and Claim is probably ideal, and I do think I want a second green source, maybe out of the sideboard even, like just board in a 20th land that's a second green source. King Nerds, thank you for the 3-month resub, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I was hesitant on Arena, then I spent 8 hours playing yesterday and like $100. Thanks for turning me on to Better Magic. Awesome, Engineer. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Pathing my Gravecrawler here is a really heads-up play by them. It's definitely the best one to get rid of on the board. Alright, Jace is dead. They have a Jace and then nothing. So, trying to fade Cryptic Command here, because if they have Cryptic Command, they can tap my team and draw a card. I don't know, Burgle. I feel like post-board, I wouldn't mind a 20th land. Yeah, if they have Cryptic, I lose the game. But anything outside of Cryptic, we should be in a pretty good spot here. Desperation Jace! My favorite kind of Jace. Hey, King Nerd the Second just got in on Requick to renew my sub. Have a good day. I will watch this on YouTube. Thank you for taking the time out to Prime sub here. I really appreciate that. That pays my mortgage, so thanks for keeping me around. I ain't just combo kill them, right? BM, can I just do the BM mill kill? Is that the line? I think that's the line, right? Hogaak 2 bridges is deterministic. Imagine Skull Clamp in this deck. I'm not here to watch a coward stream. Alright, 2-0. 2-0. This deck generates neat games of Magic. I think I'm developing some opinions on how I want the sideboard to look. This deck generates neat games of Magic for me, not so much for my opponents. They die screaming. Yes, they do, Burgle. Yes, they do. This hand's more than good. It's great. All right, well, that means I just cast Faithless Looting on one, right? Ditch the bridge. Ditch the bridge. Next turn we go fetch land, Stitcher Supplier. Or we go Stitcher Supplier before the land. Interaction is for cowards, and blocking is interaction. Oh no! Oh no! Look at all the damage they did to us. Our opponent's deck is really unfair. Do you think they'll ban their deck? You see how much damage they did to me on turn 2? I hope their deck gets banned. Carrion Feeder was an above average draw. Carrion Feeder was an above average draw, chat. For those of you counting at home, Carrion Feeder was above average there. Now, our opponent could kill us next turn because I shocked, right? Like could I have Hogaaked there? I messed up. I could have done this. I was clicking and talking at the same time. There should be an 8/8 in play and my opponent should be dead next turn. But, you know, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, I promise. I promise it's gonna be okay. Oh, I should have made zombies at their end of turn 2, right? I've been really sloppy here. Should have made zombies at their end of turn. I apologize. Oh, look, a second Vengevine. Zombie, 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 hey, hey. Thank I think I would really like to thank Wizards of the Coast for making sure Stoneforge Mystic stays banned, because my deck wouldn't be competitive if that card was legal. And I think I'm just supposed to pass here, right? Or have my bridges done enough? My bridges have probably done enough, right? If I would have played this last turn, if I would have played optimally, I believe my opponent would have died this turn. But I did not play optimally, so here we are. Yeah, unless they deal 9 to us next turn, unless they untap and 3/3 us, we're good to go. And for the record, for the people who are counting at home, this is my 3rd turn, and I took like 3 bad lines this game to result in me having less power than I could otherwise have in play. For people who are counting at home, this is the result of me making mistakes. They could discard a bunch of Arc-like Phoenixes and kill me. You're not wrong. They could untap and kill me. So like I'd have guaranteed won this if I'd have played better. But I was sloppy, and I'm new to the sequencing in this deck, so we could lose here. We could get triple Lava Spiked. Oh yeah, I could have sacked this and replayed it too. Nothing but slops. I believe light up the stage means we're not dead. I guess they could still Faithless Looting and dump birds. They go land, looting, discard 2 Phoenix. Just mono slops here, and still just like 50 power in play on turn 3. You know, casual 50 power. Emphasis on the casual. The sloppiest of 50 power. Yep, sloppiest of 50 power. What kind of sideboard hate do I expect out of them? They're a surgical extraction deck, probably. They're probably a surgical extraction deck, right? Nature's Claim doesn't really gain 4/4, so I have to fetch a Shockland to cast it. Can I just like, yeah, I feel like I'm just supposed to mostly click submit here. Maybe I want these. And like, because like Thoughtseize is like my anti-trap, anti-surgical card, and like, I don't really want this card against a burn deck. Wound exiles their birds. Yeah, I think I just bring these in and like just try and play through whatever they have going on. Is it crazy to just trim a couple of bridges here because they're a creature deck? I'm bringing in these two. Although I guess this doesn't exile my bridge, huh? Trim Vengevine bridge. Yeah, that's what something like this, right? Yeah, I agree. I think there's Necrotic Wounds on the draw are fine, and I trim bridge Vengevine. I like that. You want to get rid of Neonate? I don't know. Neonate's a way to get creatures into my graveyard, which I feel like if I'm bringing in Necrotic Wound, I probably don't want to get rid of Neonate. We're 2-0 and we're up a game in this 3rd match, Scooter. It's weird. It's weird how much you win when you play good decks. Oh. Seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. Stain the Mind. Do I looting on one? I think I looting on one, right? Pretty sure it's looting on one. Look at that. Found some friends. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, so I think it's land, get back Bloodghast, play Carrion Feeder, sack Bloodghast, fetch, get back Bloodghast, play Gravecrawler, right? And I wanna start filling up my bin for casting Hogaak eventually here. Yeah, we're definitely not in an amazing spot. In fact, I'm fetching a basic here to preserve our life total a little bit. They actually met in the middle, troll. Which is unfortunate for me, because it means I lose more money when I want to not finish a league. So if I go 2-2 drop in a league now, I lose $5 instead of losing $4. And if we go 0-3, I lose $10 instead of losing $7. None of my creatures can block before anybody asks why I'm not blocking. Big fan of taking only legal game actions. Yeah, they can land Bedlam next turn. That's not particularly aggressive, so I'm not super worried about that. So I can play Hogaak this turn, right? I think I can play him this turn anyways, right? I can cast 2 Gravecrawlers from my hand, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the fetch land is 6, 7 cards in my bin. And I can sack this a couple of times in the middle. So let's attack with this. We'll get this tapped. I can even do this without exiling my, I can do this without exiling my Faithless Looting. Seems pretty good. This card can be cast from hand, it just can't be cast using mana. This is my 8/8. Go. Maybe Burgle. We have a lot going right for us here, and I only trimmed 1 bridge. But yeah, maybe it's 2 Vengevines out. It could be that I want 2 Vengevines out. The fact that the zombies block also isn't irrelevant. Bert and Genie would have the courage to block with those creatures. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's so nice that WotC told us we can't use mana so people don't accidentally play it wrong. Vile Shrew, thanks for the 2 months there. That's just too real, Beetle. That comment is just like too real. Wouldn't want people to accidentally spend mana on this spell. That would be a mistake. They're like trying to figure out how aggressive they can be here. Right on time, Dormod Script. Welcome to the party. Burton Cheney is a notorious Magic the Gathering scumlord who was finally banned for life after a while. After several, as a repeat offender, he was finally awarded a lifetime ban. I think we're probabilistically dead here, right? Because we definitely don't have lethal on the backswing next turn. Carrion Feeder should have zombie modular. Oh. So I just attack with all the non-Hogaak creatures, right? I mean, I feel like this game's being decided next turn, right? Like, I feel like the cards I draw don't matter. Like, what are the cards I draw? Like, either I'm dead next turn or they're dead on my following turn, right? That's how this is gonna work out. So yeah, I feel like these conservative blocks for them here imply I'm taking 6 out of their hand, so it just doesn't matter. I assume this is just upstairs kill you. Finale of Promise on Lightning Bolt and Lava Spike. Classy. I like it. I like it. This card seems like a strong add to the Mono Red Phoenix deck. Do I want to change how I board it on the play? I'm not sure that I do. Do I want more bridges? Do I want more bridges? I don't think so. I'm just gonna go ahead and run it back. I think I keep this. It needs to draw a creature in 2 draws to turn to the Vengevine. But it gets a couple of shots here. Perfect. So hand, this is a good example of a hand that's like not super strong, but it's fine. Gravecrawler is a good rip too here. If they don't kill my board, I get to go ahead and like start stacking counters in here and bring Vengevine back every turn, which is nice. So like next turn I get to go sack this, recast this twice, get this bigger attack with the Vengevine again. They put something like a Crypt into play here. I can just not sacrifice the Vengevine and keep replaying the Gravecrawler. They discarded an Arclight here. Assert Dominance, cast Bridge. Neonate would be busted. Faithless Looting, also pretty good. I guess I get kind of got by a lightning bolt here. I think I actually don't sack the Vengevine. It gives me one more counter, but I think I'd rather just be conservative and not like get got by a bolt. I'm also not going to sack and recast this again here just now because I don't think that's worth paying 2 life. I don't think dealing 1 more or 2 more points of damage to them is worth us taking 2 here. Maybe it is with the fact that they're on Sunbaked Canyon. That's close. Arclight's likely coming into play this turn. We're going to take a big chunk of damage. Yes, it does, Chalky. MTGO has a lot of issues, but most of its issues are not related to executing the rules of Magic correctly, outside of, like, corner cases like Wall of Roots. Modern's never coming to Arena. We're going to get a new format in the fall, though, which I am, honestly, more excited for. What's the new format? They haven't announced formally where it's going to start, but it'll probably start at either Kaladesh or Shadowmoor. It'll be a new non-rotating format. So in the fall, when the October set releases, Modern will have 60 sets in it, which is a lot of sets. It's actually as big as Legacy was when Modern was created. Shadowmoor. Shadow's over Innistrad. Whatever, you knew what I meant. Get out of here. It'll have Shadows over the Battle for Innistrad. Be sure to drop Game 5 and hide the info, right? Yeah, this is a hand. This is a hand. Yep. Yep. Oh, is it the Mirror? We're 3-0, so of course we're going to play the Mirror. Oh, Borborygmos, sure. My opponent is also doing fair and balanced things. Alright, so I actually still want to Neonate on 1 here, right? Because if I Neonate on 1, on turn 2, I'll have 3 zombies plus a Vengevine. I still want a Neonate on one, right? Because I have triple Neonate. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading off to the races. Buckle up. Ooh, Polluted Delta. Maybe Grixis Grishelbrand? Pitch Simian Spirit Guide Flashback Looting. They know it's a race to the finish, chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they binned Grishelbrand. We might not get a turn 3. Lol, this format. Lol, this format. No! Oh, no! Oh, I misclicked. The client lagged and I misclicked. Oh, the client lagged. It's fine. We're probably dead next turn anyways. Although, it's funny, dealing extra damage to them is a big deal. Because they're going to use they use their health total to combo, right? So like I missed 2 points of damage because I messed up, but I missed 4 points of damage from a misclick. No, it's not, Jace. There's nothing official. So they should be at 10 if I had played optimally. They'd be at 12 if I hadn't misclicked. So this is turn 5. My opponent took 3 turns, and we took 2 turns, and 3 plus 2 is 5. It's just basic mathematics for those not familiar. Looks like it really didn't matter. Grishelbrand is probably really good in a brave new modern world where everybody's just like slamming into each other. All right, 4 Leyline of the Voids. Let's board out Necrotic Wound. Vengevine's probably too slow here, huh? They had a shoal for 11, Captain Jack, and maybe they don't have it, but they also get to attack for 7 there. So they would have been able to draw 14 still. So they were able to draw 21 instead of 14. And in the 14, they drew the thing. So they get to draw 14 guaranteed. Nah, I'm just gonna hope they don't have it. I'm just gonna hope they don't have it. I did make a couple of misclicks there, but it didn't really matter because we got turn 3'd. Let's get linear. It's time to get linear. Let's get into linear. They put a Grishelbrand into play and we died. So like, this hand's like good against like blue-white control or like somebody playing a bad modern deck, but this probably isn't good enough against Grishelbrand, right? Yeah, maybe this is a Thoughtseize matchup. I don't know. It's tough. Like, every sideboard card you board in a deck like this dilutes your game plan. Yeah, they're playing Grishelbrand, Zooch. I'm gonna keep. They don't always kill super fast. Our hand's like an okay hand for our deck. Or like just draw a Leyline of the Void for the next 3 turns. Ooh, that's a good one. Gravecrawler was a good pickup here too. So with a good series of hits, we can combo kill them this turn. That's a Hogaak. All right. Oh, that's true too. Altar is technically a disruptive thing here, right? So I just let them do their thing now, right? And then I have mill 8 in play. So I can't fully combo mill them if they have Worm in their deck, but I can make it so they effectively can't win the game anymore, right? So my opponent's deck does technically combo at instant speed, so... So I haven't cast any creatures this turn, but I can't cast 2. So I think I start by attacking them, right? With these 2, and then I sack whichever one they block to put them to 2. Because dealing damage to themselves. Yeah, Worm only reshuffles itself. So I can get them down to just worms in their deck. Oh, I did cast the Bloodghast. Oh yeah, I should have dug for Vengevine. I forgot I cast the Bloodghast. I could have gotten lucky and killed them here with Vengevines. Oh, I guess I could have Hogaaked pre-combat. Yeah, I think I messed this up. They could also have a Shoal in their hand, and then it really wouldn't matter. There's a lot of sequencing in this deck. All right, so I hit a second bridge. So I don't want to mill my entire self because I can't fully mill them because they have World Spine Worms in their deck. So the question is, how low do I want to go on myself? I hit a third bridge here, which is good. And then I want to do at least one more on myself here. I have all 4 bridges now. And I could have done this. I could have done this all on my first combat step, which would have let me put these Vengevines into place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I punted this game. I'm going to start milling them. This is our 3rd turn, by the way. Welcome to Modern. This is our 3rd turn. My opponent has a Gristlebrand in play, and I'm doing this. Yeah, we're gonna turn their deck into just Worldspine Worms here and hope that's good enough. They have an Emrakul. Wow, that's brutal. Malurian, thank you for the 13 months. That's the technology right there. They have an Emrakul in their 75. Alright, well, we're casting Hogaak and then hoping we get another turn, I guess. I think I could have killed them with damage if I'd have sequenced better here, but go. Yeah, that's some tech. That is some tech. I like it. Yeah, if I get an next turn, I can actually cast this Leyline, I think. Is there a Blood Crypt left in my deck? Yeah, there's a Blood Crypt in my deck. Yeah, I think I would have killed them with Vengevines if I'd have comboed pre-combat. So this is like pretty solidly on me. This has been a good league. We've played like some really powerful games. It's been a good learning experience. That's true. We can mill them in response to Goryo's, hit their Emrakul, and shuffle their graveyard and counter their Goryo's. Which is a great line. That's the big brain line. Yeah. Alright, on to game 3. Yeah, I think especially on the draw, this is probably a Thoughtseize matchup. What am I cutting? I need 3 cuts. If I could strap my tinfoil hat on here for a second and go deep into conspiracy theories, they knew that a deck like this would exist with printing cards like these, and they want to make Modern a total crap show so they can push their new format in the fall. That's just to really strap into the conspiracy theories here for a moment. What am I doing? Do I cut all the Bloodghast? Are Bloodghast the cut? I feel like it's Bloodghast. Bloodghast Vengevine. How do we like this? So I think the Altar plan is still good, especially if I have Leyline in play, Altar still kills them, and the Emrakul lets Altar be disruption for their Gorios, which is nice, I think. I think I'm gonna do this. And remember, Altar's a self-enabler for us, right? Like, the reason why I put 40 power into play that last game or whatever we had was because I had an Altar in play to enable my own graveyard. Let's see, it's just not good enough on the draw. Ooh, yep. As you will. Faithless Looting resolves. Discard Gristlebrand Goryo's Vengeance. That bodes well for our hero. Here we go. Ooh, I found a piece of candy, chat. I found a piece of candy. Yes, I'll cast this 8/8. And again, for those counting, this is the second turn of the game, or the fourth turn of the game, depending on how you count. My opponent's taken 2 turns, and I've taken 2 turns. I have a master's in mathematics, so I'm aware that 2 plus 2 is 4. So Modern is a turn 4 format. So by all metrics of Modern and what is fair and balanced, this is reasonable. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. You're playing Bridgevine and they're playing Gristlebrand. Who's the hero here, really? That's asking the real questions. Asking they conceded on turn 5. That was a really long game of Modern. 3 plus 2, pretty sure that's 5. 3 over here, 2 over here. Oh, 5 over here. Yay! Villain on villain combat. Declan and I have been playing Lego villains. I forget what it's called. It's not exactly called. It's got some other adjective on there, but we've been playing the Lego villains game on the Switch together. It's been a lot of fun. You get to play the villains and fight other villains. Does anybody? I'm gonna show my age here for a moment. Does anybody remember when Vengevine used to get paired with modern all-stars such as Hedron Crab? Does anybody remember when Dredgevine was a meme? And when your opponent flipped a Vengevine into play, you were like, oh man, that's really sweet. That's kind of neat. Now your opponent flips Vengevine into play and you're like, you dirty, filthy tryhard, what is wrong with you? This doesn't do enough, right? This is no sacrifice outlet, no discard outlet. Not good enough. Here we go! Do-do-do, 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 do-do. Now, unfortunately here, I won the die roll. So, is it right to play Delta and pass here so I can guaranteed draw the land next turn? So, like, next turn I can go fetch Blood Crypt, play this, sack here, play this, get my Vengevine back. Yeah, I think Delta passes, right? Also, can we compare how much better this hand would be with the new Mulligan rule? If we had the new Mulligan rule, I'd have that Blackcleave Cliffs on turn 1, and I'd like, I don't know, bottom Faithless Looting or Altar here. Probably Altar. Just like, get to look at these 7 and throw one back. Yeah, the fact that we had to wait till turn 2 to take a game action here feels a little bit bad against blue-white. Yes, please. Listen, Tom, nobody has time for your actually. But Jeff, you two play land, that's a game action, Jeff. But Jeff. I should wait to play my land till after I mill myself. Because if this resolves, I'm going to mill myself 4, and then I could get a Bloodghast. I did in fact hit a Bloodghast here. And not only that, but I hit a Bloodghast and a bridge. So now I'm down a zombie with my sequencing here. Because I could have sequenced better. I'm gonna go ahead and pass here. Nope, I hit a second bridge, so we'll go ahead and we'll do this. It gives me 2 zombies, which lets me Hogaak. That's how this works. I think we might be en route to combo killing them here, right? I hit a 3rd bridge. Yeah, they might actually be dead here. We might be milling them out this turn. And remember, I missequenced and have less than I should have here. This is me having messed up. This is turn 5. My opponent had 2 turns and I'd really appreciate it if the people pushing the narrative that we're winning before turn 4 in chat could stop. Modern is a turn 4 format, chat. I'd appreciate you not lying to the people at home. Wizards would never break the turn 4 rule. This is turn 5. Yeah, we cast the new one, holding control to maintain priority. Opponent conceding because they've been combo milled. Yeah, I want to make sure that we represent Modern for what it is, right? There's a very strict turn 4 rule. This was turn 5, 3+2. All right, so last time we boarded in these 7 cards, and I think that's reasonable again. The one of Necrotic Wound goes away. A Hogaak goes away. I think some of these Vengevines go away. Bridge from below is instrumental in beating their sweeper effects, which is nice. I think we just trim around the edges after that. Just like Altar, Bloodghast, Gravecrawler. Seems fine. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Imagine playing a game of Magic where you literally only play 2 lands with the Path Exile and just die. Listen, if you play blue-white control in Modern, that happens to you frequently. You should be used to it. Listen, if you choose to register a Celestial Colonnade in this format, you deserve everything that comes your way, okay? You know what you're signing up for. Is this good? Do we click submit? I think I'm happy with this. All right, let's do it. Man, playing mono green Stompy after playing this deck is gonna be like taking our foot off the accelerator and like just jamming the brake. Just like, ah, ah. Our next deck has 1/1s for 1, chat. It's really powerful. Playing good Modern decks is so much more fun than playing garbage. This hand doesn't have any of our sideboard cards in it, but it's just a good hand, so I'm gonna keep it. Hogaak's like pretty bad against removal spells. He's pretty bad against removal spells. We don't have a sacrifice outlet though, and he's not great against counter spells. Yeah, Bridge was a great pickup here. I do think something I talked about earlier, if you're just coming in, I'm gonna talk about all the changes I would make to this list after we're done playing, obviously, but I do think I want a second green source. All right, so do I give up this? I think I just ditch the bridge here and get a 2/2 and start attacking. It also digs me, like, obviously I'm losing the bridge to the Rest in Peace, but like, I want to dig to my Nature's Claims here. I play a Stomping Ground. Maybe it's probably just a second Overgrown Tomb. There aren't actually that many red spells in this deck. Oh, drawing the basic feels real bad. Drawing the basic feels real bad. Yeah, I agree, Persip. If your opponent has Graveyard Hate and nothing else, we get to play 2 power creatures and attack, which is nice. It's more than Dredge gets to do. It's not Modern power level, but it's better than what Dredge does. To set a bar that's low. Hey, already in. Thank you for the 12 months of support. Let's get a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. All right. We are just 3 creatures away from casting the Arisen Necropolis. Who's got 2 thumbs and concedes to a sweeper next turn? This guy right here. On to the next one. This is how this deck works. You, like, win game 1 by a significant margin, and then you, like, hope to limp across the finish line in one of the post-board games. I'm just gonna run it back. I'm happy with how we sideboarded. 6 converted mana cost Challenger is great. It's gonna make people who want to play Do Nothing Control really sad. It's also a card that's okay against Nexus of Fate because it forces them to kill you instead of just like sitting there looping, taking turns. We do get to put we do get to bring a lot of boys to the yard by turn 2 on the play, so that's not wrong. We beat Grishelbrand. We have 4 Leylines for Grishelbrand, and we have Thoughtseize for Neoshelbrand. Sure. Yikes. Show me all secrets. That one, please. I mean, it's a magic deck, so it can, like, lose to itself. But all things considered, game 1, you're probably going to run most people over. I think I want to just stick Altar here while they're tapped out. This gives them... I guess if they drew Rest in Peace as their turn 2 draw, this doesn't... I could have taken it. I'm done. We've been playing this deck for 2 hours. We're not guaranteed to lose here, but like, I'm off it. maybe it was their draw step this turn and the Thoughtseize didn't matter. Maybe it was their draw step this turn and the Thoughtseize didn't matter. We'll never know, really. We'll never know, really. Pick me 6 numbers between 1 and 52, please. All right, so Bridgevine. This deck was a reasonable fringe deck before it got a bunch of upgrades, and it got a bunch of upgrades. I honestly don't like the people calling for bans on this deck. I honestly kind of wonder what they thought Modern was before this deck existed, because like this is just another thing in the format that's killing people on turn 3 and turn 4 or effectively winning the game on turn 2. Like, this deck, it's just a new offender. Like, the rest of y'all that think this deck is too strong, but everything else in Modern is fine, you have Stockholm Syndrome. This deck embodies everything that's about Modern, and it's new and it's shiny and got fancy new toys, but by no means does this deck seem like it's doing something novel that, like, it's not breaking things that weren't already broken in Modern. It's like your house has already been broken into and burglared by half a dozen people, and a 7th guy comes along, he's like, I'm gonna break into your house too. Like it is, you know, it is what it is. As far as the 75 is concerned here, something I almost did for this league and that I ended up not doing that I kind of regret is, I think, a couple of Assassin's trophies belong in the sideboard. You could split these Nature's Claims. You could get rid of some Ingot Chewers. Honestly, this might be the best approach, is like go 3-2 here, because I do feel like I want a second Overgrown Tomb for when I boarded these green cards. Also, and this is a reason why to board the Overgrown Tomb, game one, you're basically never casting Vengevine, but in the post-board games, a lot of the time things are going to slow down because your opponent's going to bring in a bunch of hate cards. So like being able to cast Vengevine post-board is actually something very reasonable. So I think this is probably the 75. No, we got Rest in Peace twice. I Thoughtseize Rest in Peace on 1, and then they played turn 2 Rest in Peace, Bob, on turn 2. Yeah. So I think I would try something like this. The same main deck. This is like the 1 flex slot instead of the 20th land that you could make whatever you want, but deck seems sweet. I will say this, that compared to a lot of decks in Modern that are very linear and aggressive, this deck's got a lot of really interesting lines in it between like what your sequencing looks like. Because there's so many 1-mana spells, you get really rewarded, and free spells, you get really rewarded in a lot of situations for being familiar with the sequencing. All right, we're gonna slow things down for our second Modern League here.